Hello everyone and welcome to the explanation of a new problem. In this video, we are going to discuss question number 3 of LeetCode Weekly Contest 247, and the question is number of wonderful substrings. So this question was a little tricky as compared to the other medium questions in many of the contests. This question was actually of at a greater level. And we will require some important concepts to actually solve this question, but we'll get to that one by one. Let's understand the question first. So we have been given a phrase, wonderful string. What a wonderful string is, let's understand that. So I'll shift the whiteboard over here. So a string is called wonderful if it has at most one odd character. Right, it's written over here. It has at most one letter which appears odd number of times. Right, so it has at most one odd number occurring time character. Fine. Now, what does at most one means? It can either be 0 or it can either be 1. So let's understand what kind of strings actually follow this rule. So let's say AB. This is a string in which no character like A comes 2 times and B is also coming 2 times. So no character is coming odd number of times. So yeah, this is a wonderful substring. Then let's talk about A, B, and C. Right. So as you can see, one character, which is C, is coming odd number of times. So yeah, this is also a wonderful substring. Now, what are not wonderful substrings? Let's try and understand that. A, B, C, and D. In this, actually, two characters are coming odd number of times, right? C is coming one time, D is coming one time. Let's say if we had D like this. So D is now coming 3 times, right? And this is also odd. 1 definitely is also odd. So double A, double B, C, and triple D is not a wonderful substring. So I hope you guys are wonderful string. So I hope you are understanding what a wonderful string at least is, right? Now the question is not wonderful string, it's wonderful substrings. Let me take an example over here. This is a nice example. B. So we have to find the substrings of this string which are actually wonderful. So I think one is pretty much clear to you. It is that this entire B, this entire string is a wonderful string. So it is a string is in itself, it's substring. So this can count as 1, right? Why is this wonderful? And it is wonderful because no character is coming even odd number of times, right? So either no character coming odd number of times, or at just one character coming odd number of times. Not more than one character should come odd number of times, right? Let's form the other substring. So I think one another thing that you need to understand: a single character inside each string is also a substring, as well as the fact that inside it the character is coming only one number of times. So string A from this one, right? A string A from this A, a string B from this B, a string B from this B. These are all wonderful substrings, right? Wonderful. Then let's talk about, I think double A B is also wonderful. A double B is also wonderful. I think I should use the strategy that they have followed over here. Or let me switch from the whiteboard back to the screen over here. So as you can see, a single character A is highlighted, this single character is highlighted, this single B and this single B is highlighted. Then these both are also, these will also form a wonderful substring. Why? Because in this, no character is coming odd number of times. Here, B is coming odd number of times. Here again, no character is coming odd number of times. Over here, A is coming odd number of times. And over here, again, no character is coming odd. So these are the substrings that are wonderful. And I think their count is 9. So 9 is our answer. So this is what the question is asking us to do. The easiest method, brute force that you guys will think. Let me just generate all the substrings. That's a code you can find anywhere. That's the thing that we've been doing so many times. Just find all the substrings, create a hash map for each substring that you form, count the number of occurrence of the characters, check if at least if either all are occurring even number of times, then you can plus one your answer. If only one character is coming odd number of times, then you can plus one your answer, right? Using this strategy, I hope you understand the fact that you will definitely exceed the time limit. Length of the words is in the power 10 to the power 5. Definitely you will exceed time limit. Generating each and every substring is a process that takes immense amount of time, right? So you will definitely exceed the time limit over here. So we need a strategy with which we can find the substrings, as well as if the number of characters, if the frequency of characters, let me use the word frequency, if the frequency of each character is even or just one character is odd, right? For this, like I mentioned in the beginning of this question, we would require some concepts. Let's understand one fact over here, that to efficiently compute this answer, we need knowledge of bit mask. We need the knowledge of bit masking. So I hope you understand that to proceed, you do require some basic knowledge of bit masking. That's kind of a prerequisite for this video. I hope since you're competitive programmers, you know about bit masking. But I'll try to go as slow as possible to make you understand the concept over here, what particular bit mask we are going to use over here, and why and what strategy are we going to apply here. Another thing that you guys need to know, this is a simple XOR. Let me draw the table over here for XOR. 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So XOR of an element, let's say A, with itself will always give you 0. XOR of an element with 1 will give you 1. This is 1, and again 1, 1 are same, so this will give you 0. So this is the XOR table. We need to remember these properties for us to understand how bit masking is going to be used. So let me shift over here. I have some pre-drawings over here. So the question has given you the fact that word will consist lowercase English letters from A to J. For the sake of the example that I'm going to take now, I want you to assume that you have only from A to C, right? Why have I asked to do this? Let me explain. We are going to create bit masks to represent, basically we are going to create masks to represent each character. How can we do that? It's very simple. Let's say that you have ABC. So from A till C, you have 3 possible characters, right? So A, B, C. So if this bit mask is 001, then this would represent the character A. If it is 010, it will be representing B. If it is if it is 100, this is going to represent C. I hope you understand the pattern that I'm following over here. If you need to represent A, make everything 0 except the last position. If you are going to represent B, then B is like second, from second last you select, make it 1, and everything else is 0. Had I been creating bit masks for like the question has given us from A to J, then from A to J there are what? It's A to J, right? A to J. So from A to J we have 10 unique characters. So your bit mask will be of length 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And A will be represented, like I mentioned, 1, 0, 0, all will be 0. This is the representation for A. And similarly, this is the representation for B. And yeah, sorry for the disturbance. Like I was saying, if you're going to represent B, then this will be 1 and this will be 0. So this is going to represent B over here. That's perfect. Okay. So for the sake of example, I'm assuming that we have only 3 characters, so that our job is a little easy. And this is the entire word over here that has been given to us. So let me quickly write the mask representation for each and every character. For A, we have 0, 0, 1. For B, we have 0, 1, 0. And for C, we have 1, 0, 0. Okay. Now, everything will be clear soon. So let's begin this bit masking and XORing process. We are going to generate masks and their values till each point of the string, right? And that will help us later on, that we'll see how. Initially, we have a mask variable, which is like 0, 0, 0, which is equal to, in integer form, this is 0. This is actually binary, right? Masks are binary, I hope you guys know that. So this is representing 0. Fine. Now, till A, we need to calculate the mask value. What we are going to do is we are going to XOR this mask with A's mask, which is 0, 0, 1. And this is going to give us 1, 0, 0. I hope you remember the XOR process. So 1, 0, 0 is basically 1. Then to find the bit masks values till B, we are going to take this 0, 0, 1 that we have found. We're going to XOR it with B. And I think this will give you this value. And this is equal to 3. Then if you need to find this till this A, if you need to find this till this A, then 0, 1, 1 XORed with the bit mask of A, which is 0, 0, 1. This is going to be 0, this is going to be 1, this is 0. And what value will this represent? This will represent 2, right? So 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1. Yeah, this will be 2. Perfect. Now, if you need to, let me just calculate till C over here. I won't overextend this video for you guys. So I think you have got the rhythm now that I'm playing. So 0, 0, 1 XORed with the value of B, 0, 1, 0. That gives you 0, 1, 1. And this will make it 3. I think I have made some mistake. Let me reiterate back. So 0, 0, 0 bit mask with 0, 0, 1 will give you 0, 0, 1, which is equal to 1. Then 0, 0, 1 bit mask with 0, 1, 0, which is for B, will give you 0, 1, 1, which is equal to 3. Then 0, 1, 1 will be bit masked with 0, 0, 1, which will give you 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. 2. And okay, so this was 0, 1, 0 over here. Sorry. This was 0, 1, 0 over here, right? The last result that we obtained. Bit masked with 0, 1, 0, and this will give you 0, 0, 0. This is coming out to be, instead of 3, this is coming out to be 0. Let's try and understand why this 0 is so relevant. Why did I reach till this point? Okay, let's also calculate for C also. So 0, 0, 0 bit mask with the value of C, 1, 0, 0. This will give you 1, 0, 0. And what is this value? To the power 0, to the power 1, to the power, this will give you 4. Let's try and so this is all done and formed. Let's try and understand why I'm emphasizing this 0 point over here. So like I mentioned that over here also you can see that A XOR B, XOR A, XOR B was essentially being done. I can just rearrange this into A, XOR B, XOR B. Like you guys know that this will give you the result 0 and this will give you the result 0. And 0 XOR 0 will also give you 0. So till this point, you are getting a 0. You began from a value 0 and you reached a value 0. So what does this mean? This gives you a very interesting result, which is that if from this point forward till this point, including this, sorry for my handwriting, just a second, including this and excluding this, right? Because it is of no consequence to us. The values that you are getting in between, they are pairing themselves. A has been paired with A, B has been paired with B. Pair by its nature represents 2 and 2 by its nature represents even. So this means that if in your string from one, if you go from one point till another point and the XORed values become equal. So from that point till this ending point, we can say that every single character has been repeated once, which means that they are in the even number of category, which means this will form your wonderful substring. This is how we are going to handle the even things. Let me give you another, this is something random. Let's say that A, B, C. This was not going to give us your answer. Let me take this string. A, B, C, and C, right? So we know that this is going to be this one, 3, 2, 0, 4. 4 is 1, 0, 0. And when you XOR it with again 1, 0, 0, this will give you 0, right? So again, as you can see, A is being paired with A, B is being paired with B, and C is being paired with C. Let me take another example because these examples were for only zeros. I don't want to bind you guys with zeros only. So A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. Then let's take A again, right? So this mask over here was 0, this was 1, this was 3, this was 2, this was 0, right? So 0, 0, 0 bit mask with what will be the value of A? I think it's been hidden all over there, 0, 0, 1, right? So 0, 0, 1. This will also give you 0, 0, 1, which is equal to 1, right? So bit mask here is 1. Now understand this at point 1 again. So you started from over here. See, this 1, has it ever come before in our string? Yes, it has come over here. So this would mean that from this point till this point, excluding this, including this, means these all values. This is a substring another. From this point till this point, you're getting another substring. Another substring. I'm not going to write whole, which is wonderful. So I'm handling the wonderful substrings where all the characters are coming even number of times, which means no character is coming odd number of times, right? So this is giving you very interesting result. If you begin from one point and you reach another point where the XORed values are coming to be same, this means that from that point till the point you are talking in question, if you exclude the initial point and include the last point, you're going to get pairs, and these pairs will definitely mean that even all the frequency of each character is even. Now this could have been 3 times also, like A, B, 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 right? Like this. So these would have formed pair, these would have formed pair, these pair, and that will give you the result which you began from the beginning, let's say 0. Then you will be reaching 0. If, however, you began from 1 or let's say 2, you will be reaching to 2 over here. So this means that from this point onwards, 2 actually would be coming over here. From this point onwards, let's say here a C was present. So from this point onwards, if you reach 2 again over here, it means that all these are actually being paired off and they are even frequency characters, right? So this is how we are going to find the number of, so if you find such a state, right, from where, let's say that from 2 you're going back to 2, then your answer will be plus plus. You have found one answer, one wonderful substrate. This is how we would have handled even. How to handle odd, it's another tricky portion over here. So we'll go back to our base example over here. How do we handle odd occurrences? And another thing to question is that only one character is coming odd number of times. That's very intuitive. If you have understood the video till this point, I think you might be getting some ideas. So let's say that you have reached this point, this 13204 point you have reached. And how many, so odd characters are over here, right? What you're going to do is you are going to XOR this 4 with each available character. Let's see what happens. Let's first see what happens, and then we'll understand why we are doing this. So 100, I'm going to XOR it with each occurrence. 001, 010, and 100. Let's see the result that we're getting. So here we'll get 101, here we'll get 110, and here we'll get 000. These two are inconsequential to us. We are going to focus on the fact that somehow, guys, understand this very carefully. Somehow we managed to get a 0 while we are XORing, right? While we are XORing this, the XOR mask result till this point with all the available characters. We got a 0. What would this mean? This would mean, obviously, see, if you understand that this is a C and this is a C, and C XOR C is going to give you 0. So you get, let's say we were having, let me not do this. When we XOR with 0, we are getting the result as 0 itself. This would mean that C got cancelled with C, right? C's and C's got cancelled, and still we are getting a 0. This would mean that every single value before it was also pairing itself off. Very important to understand. Let me repeat it again. Let me go back and repeat it again because this was very essential for this code video. So you have reached till a point and you need to find if only one character is coming odd number of times. What you're going to do is, till this point, the result that you get of your mask 100, you're going to XOR it with all the available characters that you have, which I'm just going to remind you again for the sake of this example, I've taken only 3. So 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, and 1, 0, 0. These two were inconsequential to us. This was giving us 0. This 0 means a lot to us. Why? Because this would mean that we are getting 0, which means that this C got cancelled with this another C that we are getting, right? And every single character before it was also pairing itself off. Since they were pairing themselves off, these were even number of times in frequency. And since now we have paired off this last point with some other character that we are XORing it with, which includes ABC, this would mean that till this point, this particular character which we are pairing off was occurring only one time. The rest other were forming pairs. Since they were forming pairs, their resultant was 0. And since this just formed a new pair with one of the available characters, this would mean that this C was occurring only one number of times, right? This would mean that this character C was occurring only one number of times. And again, you have found your wonderful substring. Because AB is coming even number of times, this C is coming odd number of times. So you have found a wonderful substring. This seems hard. I agree. This funda and this terminology and everything that we have discussed till now is somewhat a lot tricky. No doubt in that fact. So rewatch this video. I'm sure this would be clear to you. I went as slow as I could. Now just one point remains. We need to discuss the pseudocode, how we'll generate these masks. I'm just going to give you one last reminder, the fact that for my example, I took the characters to be available from A to C. The question says you have from A till J. The concept remains the same. It's just that while you are generating masks for A to J, right? So the length of the mask will be 10 actually. In my example, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. For my example, we took masks whose length was 3. So I hope you guys know how to generate masks of length 3 and masks of length 10 very easily. Rest, every single concept would remain the same. It's just that the generation of mask would differ. So I am going to move to the pseudocode part of this video, but I would urge you to till this point, watch this video twice or thrice because this concept was tricky, and then move to your compilers to try this code once on your own.